Hello, welcome to ATI 4205. This session will continue addressing the different methods and tools used in the layout design and implementation. There are software packages that has the ability not only to create the design but to simulate the movement of the items within the warehouse, which will assist in identifying issues and problems within the warehouse. This is a screenshot of the weather map in the United States in one of the years. With temperature record minus 51 and minus 48, how would that affect facilities located in these areas? How could docking doors be protected during loading and unloading? Could the truck even get to the door because of the snow that will be blocking the door? Are the workers protected? Can they even get to work and work in the warehouse? And if they are in the warehouse, are they protected with the temperature and the safety measures that they need to work under? So what are those measures that's been taken for these conditions? All these questions should be answered when selecting the location and when creating the design layout. Some of the logistical issues that can be noticed in these weather related conditions are the delays and cancellations of airline flights. In that week where that screenshot being taken, there was 11,538 delays and 3,290 cancellations. Customer were without power and more than 500 contractor crews were working through the night and managed to restore service to more than 42,000 customers by 10:30 a.m. In the morning, the second day. So all these issues again will affect the logistics of the companies, the trucks, and the employees. Truck crashed, stranded, canceled, they cannot move anymore. Commercial ships stuck in lakes. The Coast Guard icebreaker worked to clear the waterway for these ships. And it was so cold in Chicago, crews had to set fire to commuter rail trucks or tracks to keep the trains moving smoothly. To that limit, it was so cold that everything was frozen, literally frozen. So is it that just here? One of the questions, was it that just here? Actually, no. Over the years, you can hear or see in the news that cancellations, delays, crashes, and road closures. In these cases, companies must find alternative solutions to ensure the safety of their workers, at the same time reduce the damages or impact that might affect their logistical system. It is recommended in most warehouses to move material in one direction, whether straight, clockwise, or counterclockwise, up or down. Make sure it flows in one-way direction. The free movement of material has priority over storage capacity. Keep the product handling by people to minimum so you can minimize the cost. If you have more than one layout design, evaluate your opinions or your options using quantitative and qualitative analysis if possible. An example of quantitative analysis is the return on investment, the payback, the cost per order to supply, the cost per order. And an example of qualitative analysis is reviewing the advantages and disadvantages of each option and comparing these options to each other so you can select the proper option for your operations. Consult widely since the design of a warehouse is complicated. Involve executives, managers, operators, equipment suppliers, builders, architects, and counselors, or anyone who will be involved, all stakeholders who will be involved in the movement of the material within that building or within the company. Some common warehouse design issues are inadequate inbound space. There is not enough for the receiving area, no thought given to picking path to the path that should be followed to pick the items from the shelf. Warehouse workers not consulted, although they know the best on what will be the best way to select a path or pick up an item. They were not consulted. Inadequate future planning, forgetting some operational requirements, space for package material or packaging or other space required, like for charging the forklift and other items. Inefficient tracking placement, wrong Wi-Fi configuration. So when glitches occur, the fall off in productivity can be extremely costly and highly disruptive for warehouse operations. It's easier to create a design through a software to verify and validate if design specifications were met. Some of the software packages that can be used to develop a warehouse design are, and those are just some of many, but we have Visio, SmartDraw, and FlexSim. Just those are few that I mentioned, where some of them, like Visio, it can be downloaded for free from the college, so you can download it and play with it and create a design. SmartDraw, it's online. You can do it either online or you can download, but you need to buy it. FlexSim, you need to buy. Let me show you some of these software. So this is an example of Visio. With example of Visio, you can see that we can add the components, like this is receiving, inspection, processing, this is the forklift to put on the shelf, and now I need to ship it. So when I ship it or put the order together, then I have to inspect to make sure that the order is correct, package it, and send it to shipping to send it outside. This is an example of Visio, and I will show you the software itself. For SmartDraw, you have the option to download or create that design on the cloud. If you select Start Now, it will ask if you would like to buy or continue with a trial version. So you can click on Continue with trial version, and that will give you 7 days. It will take you to the online design page, and you can design it online. You can take screenshot if you want, and then save it in a Word document where it will give you the design for the warehouse. The good about SmartDraw that it has pre-designed floor plans that you can use and adjust as needed, which will save you a huge amount of time and money for the company. Already they have the shelves, they have conveyors, they have forklifts, they have the office space, the loading. So all what you need is to use or utilize that plan and just adjust it a little bit, make some changes, and you will have a floor design for your warehouse. Another very good tool is the simulation tool, simulation software, which can be used to simulate the movement of items in the warehouse. So you can actually see it in 3-dimension moving, and you can add people, you can add forklift. As you can see, this is a screenshot of the material handling equipment and the robotic arm and other devices, and this is basically a warehouse or an example of a warehouse where you can see the shelving in the background. So if you have the pattern or statistical distribution for the process flow, sometimes it's a normal distribution, it's triangular distribution, it's steady distribution, whatever the distribution is, you can use the statistical analysis or the numbers that you got from the pattern into that simulation, and that will simulate the actual environment for the warehouse, the exact movement of the items within the warehouse. And then by doing that, you can identify any issues or bottlenecks in the system. There are other software or simulation packages that can be used, such as Arena, Simu, and AnyLogic, with some capabilities of even changing the code, the programming code in the background, and adding more symbols and changing the system to mimic the actual warehouse or the actual movement of items within the warehouse. New warehouses are connected with all types of technologies, including sensors, cameras, scanners, mobile devices, and many other things. All these devices are connected with each other through the internet. This type of technology is called Internet of Things, where everything is connected, all these things are connected together. It's called Internet of Things. So a smart warehouse can now serve as a hub to boost efficiency and speed throughout the entire supply chain. Seamless connectivity among devices anywhere, anytime, and in any condition has improved business workflows and created new opportunities. The biggest area of growth were automated storage and retrieval systems, and warehouse control system software and warehouse execution systems. The benefit of a smart warehouse is that devices, sensors, and radio frequency identifications tags can enable warehouse managers to know the exact location and progress of any product at any time. Investing in Internet of Things technology can reduce the use of manual labor, increasing speed and shipping accuracy. Some of the challenges that might face the company are the need for a layout that will accommodate robotics. When you are using the robotic arm, or you are using these big machines, then you need a space to accommodate the robotics and the cognitive computing, accessibility to maintain the automated system, and connectivity coverage, availability and security of the Wi-Fi that connects all these devices together. So we need to consider those things, and that those might be challenges to accommodate in a warehouse. So I will go back to FlexSim and show you the simulation for the warehouse. And this is something that you can build yourself. So again, this is something that you can build yourself. You can add the conveyors, you can add the boxes, you can see how you can add the turn or flipping mechanism. You have a receiving area, you have the trucking, you have the shipping area on the other side, and this is the automated uh, uh, machines or conveyors that can move the system, the ASRS, automated systems and retrieval, which will take the item all the way to the shelf and stack it on the shelf. There is no need even for forklift or worker to do that. It's all automated. This is the crane that will move the items. Now on the other side, when we need something, we can retrieve it. So the retrieval process goes in, retrieve the package, send it to a conveyor, which will take it into either packaging, processing, or whatever process we have next. And it was sorted, again all automated through conveyors, and now it will be distributed to the different areas. Items will be removed and stacked in a different area. Notice that with FlexSim, actually, you can see some of the charts that will pop on the screen, telling you what is the status, what's the process, what's going on, and if there are any issues. So this is the storing or the put away for the items themselves, not the whole package, but the items being taken out of the box and stacked on the shelf, and can be later on processed to be shipped if needed. See how we stacked the different items? And this is the robot state and the input buffer. So we are tracking the process. The items will come to the wrapping machine, and they will be wrapped. Then sent to delivery trucks. So that's FlexSim as a simulation. And again, I will show you. Let's see, I will show you Visio. And Visio is a software that you can download from Daytona State College for free. You can own this one and you can use it. For Visio, you can. The problem with Visio, it doesn't have all the items in one place where you can just name it warehouse and then you can do it. So you have to create a blank one, and then you can search for the shapes that you need from there. So you can click on the shape and you can say shipping, and when you type shipping in shapes, you can get the receiving and shipping. So you can move the truck and put it here, and that will be your receiving area, while this area shipping, or this area will be for shipping. So one corner for receiving, one corner for shipping. And then you can drag the box that's being received, or you can do group of boxes, and then you can add, if you want, conveyor or compactor or anything that you need. There is also dock leveler, if you need to add that. We can write inventory, and then I can just add inventory here, add inventory here, and then add a forklift to move the boxes from one place to another. And this is a conveyor belt. A conveyor belt can be used or added here to move the material from one place to another. And I can add more than one conveyor. So on. There are other options like the crane. This is the crane, bridge crane. You can add inventory on the shelf. You can add shelves, so you can just add shelf, and it can take 1 unit or 2 units. You can make it as wide as you need, so it can take 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units. It depends on how the number of units you need, but you can add more than one shelf. Put them beside each other, make them the length that you want. You can put the walls, the doors, the dock. You can add whatever needed to create the plant or the warehouse or the distribution center layout. So this is for Visio. As you can see, it's lots of manual labor, and you have to work on it a lot. Versus FlexSim as simulation, most of it is ready. All what you need is just to do the configuration, and it will give you a simulation for the warehouse that you need. The other one that we talked about was Smart Draw, and Smart Draw actually you can just search on Smart Draw, and then you can say start now. When you start now, you can register, and that will take you to this one, which you can click on continue with a trial, and that will give you 7 days. So continue with a trial version, and then you can search for a warehouse design. So you can just type warehouse, and that will give you different layouts for the warehouse. We have this one, we have this one, we have this one, so you can select any of these designs and utilize the design. You can adjust it as needed a little bit based on the loading area, receiving area, based on the office space, the forklifts, the shelves, all these items. You can do it the way that you want, but again, there are pre-designed plan floors that you can utilize for that. So you have Visio, you have Smart Draw, you have FlexSim, you have many software packages that you can utilize to create your design. That will be all for the session. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you and have a great day.